is a great little recipe. If you're in the market for some jambalaya, I don't know, go for it. Live a little. Hello, and happy Mardi Gras to you and yours. In the spirit of New Orleans cuisine, I thought it would be fun to make a jambalaya today, which I've never actually had before because from what I understand, it typically has some sort of sausage or meat component, and I have been a vegetarian since I was a wee young lass, so I've never tried it. But I've always wanted to, because not only is it very fun to say, jambalaya, it seems like a dish I would really enjoy, because we can make it spicy, and then we can add more hot sauce to it, which I am very into. I'm going to be working off of the New York Times quick jambalaya recipe and putting my own little spin on it. Let's get right into it, shall we? It's already dinner time where I am, so at this rate I'm going to be eating very late. The very first thing we need to do is chop a bunch of stuff, so let's get that over and done with. I would recommend chopping everything before we even think about cooking, because once we turn on the stovetop, this recipe comes at you fast. So first we need a medium onion, a green bell pepper, diced. So pretty, so verdant. Look at her. Gorgeous. And 2 stalks of celery, thinly sliced, and I mean thin. These are the same veggies I use in the gumbo that I often make, and I'm excited. This is the vegan sausage we're gonna be using, Field Roast brand. I really like this kind. It's the smoked apple and sage flavor. It says new and improved recipe on it. I liked the old recipe, so hopefully it's fine. In general, I feel like the Field Roast brand is pretty solid. And obviously I'm not being paid to say that. I'm not getting paid at all. We are going to slice 2 of these plant-based sausages into nice, mostly uniform 1/2 inch slices. And then grab 4 cloves of garlic and mince them. And finally, green onion. This is just going to be a little final touch at the very end, a little topping. So honestly, I sliced more than I actually needed. You can be the judge of how much you want to use. Okay, the chopping portion. When you just haven't talked to anybody in a while and then you try to and your voice is weird. The chopping portion of the evening is over. Let's get cooking. Heat a tablespoon of olive oil in a skillet over medium and throw your diced onion in there. Cook until it gets soft and becomes translucent. Then add the sausage. Stir that in and let it cook until it starts to brown, which will take roughly 5 to 7 minutes. This is looking good. I could just eat this right now, but I guess I'll finish the recipe. Next, add the thinly sliced celery and the green bell pepper. Mix those in with a thorough stir, and then we're going to let it cook for another 5 to 7 minutes, stirring occasionally so nothing gets stuck to the bottom of the pan and taking a brief dance break in the meantime. Once the celery and pepper have softened, add in your garlic. Stir that around so it's not just sitting in a clump. Let it cook for a minute and get fragrant. And then we need to add tomato paste. About a tablespoon of this. Check out my fun shot glass measuring cup. Throw it in there and mix it in. We want everything to be evenly coated in the tomato paste. We're layering in the ingredients to let the flavors develop as we cook. And while this was cooking, I made rice in vegan chicken broth and a little bit of Creole seasoning. I'm going to add 2 cups of it to the skillet, and then add this angel dust seasoning mix that I also use for vegan gumbo. I'm not gonna measure it, I'm just gonna go to town. You could use leftover rice instead if you have it. Now we're going to add in 1 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes, pepper, and salt. I'm using this homemade hot sauce that I made, I don't know, in the fall with all these Trinidad scorpion peppers that I grew in my backyard. It's a very hot sauce, so we need to take caution at this time. We can always add more. So because I'm a little scared of this hot sauce, I'm going to listen to the recipe for once in my life and only add a tablespoon. For the record, if I were using a less intense hot sauce, I would definitely add a lot more. Stir that in so the hot sauce is evenly distributed, and then we're going to let this cook together for another minute or 2, just to ensure that everything is evenly warmed up and all the flavors have fully gotten to know one another. And now we're ready to plate. Finish with a sprinkle of the green onion for a little fancy final touch. I need a fork. I don't know what to expect. Okay, yum. Yum. The verdict is yum. That's tasty. It felt like we didn't add that much hot sauce, but it's hot. For my first jambalaya experience, I'm pleased. But I will be honest, I don't have that much of a frame of reference to compare it to. So that's where you come in. Let me know. Does this seem like jambalaya to you? Did I do it? Roughly? Yes? No? It's yummy.